So I am a comedian and sometimes playwright, performance maker, performer, all sorts of things. My dad tells people that I'm a dentist because he thinks it's funny. But occasionally when I go home, I will have people ask me how the dentistry is going. I first started doing stand-up comedy when I was like 15, and I used to do that at like school variety nights and local concerts and stuff like that.
I want to try, Labite, to make things right, because you suit me to a T, Rex, and I Gondwana hold your hand.
I work in a company called Post. We have been making theatre for ages, and we sort of started doing that when I was 18. The stuff that we do, it sits more in like a contemporary theatre world, but we've done it in more sort of traditional theatre settings like Belvoir or STC, where people are expecting like a plot. We don't really do that. We do kind of non-linear, non-narrative, wanky, experimental stuff, but funny. So Dave is a character that I've been doing for kind of about 5 years now, but he was sort of in the background even before that. I was in a lot of really terrible open mic rooms and seeing this sort of, it felt to me like the same guy getting up and doing the same jokes.
If I could, I would use a skinny chick as a condom for fucking a fat chick. Is how I used to start my act. But I have been informed that is offensive. At least that's what the feminazis on Twitter are saying.
So this year I got married to a gay man. We came up with the idea in Edinburgh last year. I was dressed as Dave, and Reese is quite a beautiful sort of Tilda Swinton lookalike dandy. And he actually said, oh, we look like the most fucked up gay wedding cake topper. And then we were joking about how ridiculous it is that we could technically marry each other, but neither of us can marry our partners. And so then we decided to do it. It wasn't about standing on stage and going, oh, we want to get married, because in general, like myself as a gay woman in her 30s living in this silly apartment in Potts Point, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. But it was important for us to talk about the idea of inclusivity and the idea of equality, because there are a lot of people who, unlike the Potts Point lesbians, are not okay. I'm interested in doing more stand-up, just regular stand-up, although it never really ends up that way. I also studied performance art, so I have done some pretty embarrassing things. I remember doing this particular sort of dance within this tube of Vegemite that had like holes in it, so that it was sort of reminiscent of when you have 2 Vita Weeks and you squeeze them together and the worms come out. And I've also stood on stage and just told jokes about like farts, which is kind of ridiculous as well when you're standing in a room full of adults. That's probably why my dad tells people I'm a dentist.